Hey y'all, today is strawberry jam day. Yay, super excited. Strawberries are on sale for $1 a pound at my local market. So earlier this week I went and got about 14 pounds. 8 of those I put in the freeze dryer. Those came out to just under 30 cups of freeze-dried strawberries, which was amazing. I went back because the kids ate almost all the rest of the strawberries and got 10 more pounds so I can make a double batch of strawberry jam. Last year in September was my first real try at canning and strawberry jam and applesauce and stuff like that. And the strawberry jam I made last September has lasted almost this entire year. I have 2 half pints left. So this is the perfect time and the perfect price to do another round to last us the next year. You're going to start by washing your strawberries with cold water. Next, you're going to start cutting your strawberries into a nice solid bowl. After you get a decent amount of berries in the bowl, what you're going to do is take a potato masher and start mashing the crap out of them. There we go. Now, last year I did this. I put the berries in a blender. And what you do when you put it in a blender is you start destroying the natural fibers because you're cutting through the fruit. When you do it with something like this, what you're doing is you're still getting some of those natural fibers, so it actually helps the jam hold up a little bit more, gives it a little more depth of flavor instead of just tiny little pieces of fruit. Okay, so after mashing, this is kind of what it looks like. So I kind of want to show you guys the fibers, if you can see this. Yeah, you can see that there's still some good fibers in there. So it's not just 4 to 5 pounds of strawberry yields about 2 quarts, which is 8 cups. That's good for 1 batch of jam, which will fill about 8 half pints, or 4 pints, 4 to 5 pints. Now I'm doing a double batch, so I'm going to do this again. So here we go, 4 quarts of strawberries. Since I'm doing a double batch, I have added the lemon juice, which 1 fresh squeezed lemon is about 1/4 cup, so you'll need 2 lemons. If you're doing a double batch, 1 lemon for a single batch. This is probably going to have to sit here for a little bit while I do some mom stuff. So the reason I added the lemon is to help make sure that this isn't going to brown until I get to the point where I can cook it and can it. Some folks need to know, how much water am I supposed to put in my water bath? Well, what I do is I take at least 1 jar so I get at least a visual, and I put water in it so it's kind of submerged. And then when you put all of your jars into the water, it's of course going to raise the water level because of just, water disbursement around filled objects. So I start off with about 1/2 inch above where my tallest jar is. Okay, so I've got my double batch of strawberries, which is ready to go. It's been sitting here with lemon juice. My big water canner is over here. I'm starting it up to get it hot because you need to get it up to 180 before you put the cans in to get them to seal properly. I like using the classic pectin recipe, so we need 6 tablespoons per batch, so I need 12 tablespoons total. Okay, so I've been cooking it over medium heat, just the strawberry pectin and lemon mix, and it's getting up to a boil, and it's about time to add the sugar. Okay, I pre-measured my sugar into a separate container. That way I don't have to worry about exactly trying to measure out while I'm adding the sugar. You're gonna pour it in and you're gonna mix it up until the sugar is completely dissolved. And then we're gonna try to bring it to a high boil. Okay, after cooking on a medium-high heat, you're gonna hit a point where you have a rolling boil that cannot be spooned down, stirred down. We've hit that point. I just wanted to show you really quick. I almost overflowed my pot. You saw how full it was before. Now it's all the way 1.5 inches from the top. So boiling point. All right, just hard boiled for a minute. We're gonna turn off the heat and take it off the heat. One thing you can do to test to make sure that your jam got up to the right consistency, I'm taking an ice pack with a spoon. I'm getting it nice and cold, and we're gonna dip it in, pick it up, and let it slide off. Look at those chunks. Beautiful. I hit the gel point. Yeah. All right, now it's time for packing. This is my janky homemade ladle thingy. Oh, yeah, that jar is hot. So carefully put it in. And you only want about a 1/4 inch head space at the top. One. Take a lid. Stick it in here really quick. Nice and hacks. Okay, this is my second load going into the water bath right now. So what you're gonna do after you get them all filled, everything's finger tight, pick it up, gently put it in. These ones are a little hard because they're smaller and this is a really big water bath. It'll drop down. Then you're gonna put the lid on. You're gonna bring it up to a rolling boil. Right now the temperature is about 180. So that's where you want to start from. Then you're going to up the heat, bring it up to a rolling boil. There's the rolling boil. 10 minutes, turn it off, let it set in there for 5, and take them out. And then you're going to let them sit for 5 minutes, and then you're going to pull them out one at a time and set them in a cool place where they're not going to hopefully be battered around for the next like 24 hours or so. In 24 hours, you're going to come back and you're going to check and make sure all your tops are tight. I had just over 2 cups left in that big stock pan. So I probably could have got one more pint out of it, but this is going straight into the fridge to be used immediately. Final update. I end up with almost 24 half pints. A batch is only supposed to make about 8 half pints, but this double batch I end up with almost 24 half pints, which is fantastic. A couple things I forgot to show in the videos. After you get it to a high boil and you take it off the heat, there's a foam that is created on top of the jam. You can scrape that off so it doesn't go in the containers. It's a little white, little pink, really good to eat. So I'll show you that one in a minute. Also, the other thing I want to show you, this is a nice little digital thermometer that I have. This is actually a meat thermometer. This is what I use to monitor my temperature for my water bath, to keep it and to make sure it's around 180. If it gets a little high, I pour some cold water in it just to cool it down a little bit, and try to maintain that 180 until I'm ready to boil. And then if you're going into another batch, just instead of turning it off, turn it all the way down to low. That way the cap is off, your lid is off, and then you can let the water temperature come back down, and hopefully it'll stay around 180 again. So just a couple of tips and tricks. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Go make some jam. One of the best parts of jam making, shh, don't tell my kids. Can you see that? Yeah, that's jam foam.